What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Fishing with Separate video. Today we're at a spot that's very similar to last week's catch and cook. We have a nice roadside fishing hole. I used to come to this spot so many times last year. It's just a great spot to catch some brook trout. Now there is some pretty decent sized brookies in here. The water is crystal clear. I can't believe how clear it is here. We've actually had a good stretch of weather here this week, which has actually made it a little bit difficult for fishing because the water's been so warm. And it's very uncharacteristic where I live for it to be this warm already this year. The goal here today is to hopefully catch a nice eating sized brook trout so we can do a brook trout catch and cook right into this hole here. Now we do have another hole that's down a little bit further, so we might try that out as well. We got an ultralight setup with a Berkeley atomic tube. Now I did use these quite a bit last year and had some good luck, but that's enough rambling on. Let me get you guys on the hat. Let's get cast out in this water and see what kind of luck we can get here today. As you can see, we got a good amount of sunlight in this hole here. I want to get somewhere because I'm almost certain of it. We're gonna get a fish on the first cast. So I need to get somewhere where I can maneuver around easy. So we're just gonna cast right up in there, do a nice slow retrieve. I just saw a really nice brookie. Do a little bit of jig in here. Oh, we just got nibbled, we got nibbled. Wasn't a big trout because I couldn't see him with the glasses on. This spot here is pretty heavily fished, so I really hope that there is some other trout in here that we can catch. Oh, we got a good bite, we got a good bite. We had a good couple small ones there too that came right in for it. There we go, fish on, boys. Nice. Let's get somewhere where we can release him. He's definitely not an eater size. He's a skinny little guy too. See if we can release him without having to touch him at all. There he goes. Right off. Didn't even have to touch him. All right, come on. We need a bigger one here. We got nibbled. I'm gonna give it a couple casts more with this, and then we're gonna switch to a spinner since it's nice and clear here. All right, if we don't get anything on this cast, I'm gonna put on a nice Panther Martin spinner. I think I have one more left. We'll tie that on instead. All right, let's do a quick bait switch here. Alrighty, right here we got my favorite brook trout lure of all time. Panther Martin, black yellow with the gold spinner. It's just simply the best for spots like this. This weather out here is just so gorgeous today. It's in like the mid 70s, slight breeze, sun's out. That breeze feels really nice. And today is Friday of the Memorial Day weekend. So we got a 3-day weekend here with some good weather. I think it's what everyone needs, you know? We all just need some good sunlight, some days off, just to enjoy ourselves. And for all of us fishermen out there, we can really get out and do some fishing. I actually plan to go up in the mountains this weekend with my dogs and my girlfriend and get another video for you all. I love going up in the mountains. It's one of my favorite things to do, is do some mountain brook trout fishing. You just never know what you're gonna catch up there, but we're all tied on now, so let's see what we can do with this spinner. I think we're gonna have some good luck. I'm really surprised we're not getting more bites here. I think someone came and cleaned this. Oh. We just had a good bite, good bite. Right as soon as I started saying that I think someone came and cleared this hole out, we had a good bite. But I am pretty sure that someone came here and fished the daylights out of this little hole here. See a bunch of small ones that came up, wanted to get a little nibble. The little brook trout in this hole are so feisty. They'll go for something that's way out of their size limit. It's actually quite shocking that they'll come for it. I'm gonna change where we're casting from, but if we don't get any luck in this hole, I'm gonna make my way down. I know that there's another spot that runs in, and we might even take a nice little stroll down through here because I've only gone so far down. So I'm curious what else is further down there. All right, we're gonna try something else too. Since the water is so clear and I can see really well, I'm gonna let it sink. I might even give it a little bit of a jig motion. I'm just really shocked that we're not getting bit, barely at all. 100% someone came here and absolutely cleared this hole out. But as you can see here, you can kind of see where someone's been walking down in here. That's the one downfall of spots like this, is that they're very visible. So people can see that there's a good fishing spot here. All right, let's give this spot here a break. Let's take a little trip. We're gonna walk right on down here. It looks like we do have some down trees, which can cause us some problems. We'll just have to maneuver around them. We got a little hole right here. I'm gonna try casting it. Nothing. I almost wanna get right up in here, so that I can get to somewhere a little bit easier. I might climb right up on this rock here. There we go. This will be a little bit easier because there's so many down trees. I can just walk this and kind of peek things out. So right here is the other hole that runs in. We might try to go up and cast that. There's not too many easy ways I can get over there, but we still got to try it because this hole is actually pretty decent. So if I can just cross right over here. Oh yeah, see right there is the other roadside hole. Now I have casted in this before and I didn't see a single sign of life. Because it could be that this brook over here doesn't have brook trout in it. So that's one of my concerns. Look at this, it's like a clay deposit here or something. No, that's just a big rock. Whoa, that is cool. You can see right here where the water has just been flowing over this for so long. It's kind of just created a cool little pool. It's a big rock. All right, let's see if there's anything living in here. It's a little tricky to cast. Oh, we got a bit, we got fish on, boys. That's a decent brookie. That's a decent brookie, that's a decent one. We might be able to eat this one. Okay, let me flip him up over here. Nice, he came off. Ooh, chill out, guy. Let me wet my hand real quick. Nice, look at that. Beautiful wild brook trout. He's pretty decent size. He's a little chunky, but he's nothing too big. So we're gonna keep him as an insurance policy. Let's knock him out with this stick or something. Well, we'll just take a rock. All right, easy up, little guy. Says, oh, you know what, guys? I could have easily just grabbed him again, but since he did so well at evading me there, actually, he might get stuck in some of these holes, which I don't want him to, unless I can spook him back up in there. Ah, there he goes. All right. He made it back up in there. Before I could bonk him out, he kind of slid into the water. And if he's willing to fight that hard to get away from me, then we'll just let him go. We'll try to catch something else. Oh, that's a good fish too. Fish on, boys. Nice. Oh, he came off, he came off. He was smaller. He was nothing to keep. He was not a keeper at all. The other one was like, we could definitely eat him, but he was nothing too crazy. I'm hoping we can catch something else up in there. That's a good cast. It's good to know that there is brook trout in here though, in this little hole. It's a positive sign. I didn't think there was any brook trout in this other little brook that feeds in here. I'm gonna give it one more cast before we continue on down to see if there's anything else. Yeah, we got nothing else here. I think I'm gonna regret letting that other little brookie go, but he was fighting hard to get out of there, so we'll let him live. Plus, he was a nice healthy trout, so eventually, later this year, we'll come back to this hole and we'll get him. We're just giving him a little bit of a head start because we're gonna be back, that's for sure. And we'll get him when he's fatter. Oh, we got a little hole right here. This is kind of strange how this is running in right here. All right, how do we want to maneuver here? See, in my personal opinion, this right here is why this is my favorite type of fishing to do. It's so peaceful. You just hear the trickling of water. There's no one around. It's just nothing but nature and peace and quiet. Oh, fish on, boys. Oh, that's a good brookie. Oh, no way. That's a keeper, boys. Oh my God, he came out of nowhere. Nice, this is better than the first one. Good karma, really good karma. He gobbled it down anyways. Nice. Oh man. Whew. Let's go ahead and knock this trout out. We're keeping this one. Nice. Yeah, you can see right here, he gobbled that down. Nice. Yeah, he's bleeding. So we're definitely keeping this one anyways. Let's give him a bonk. Nice. Let's give him a little quick wash. All right, let's get us a stick to string him on here. This one actually might do pretty good. Yeah, this will be nice. Look at that, boys. What a beautiful trout. Wow, I'm shocked, honestly. So we got him fed up on the stringer here. Or a little makeshift stringer, I should say. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know if the camera just caught that. What? Okay, I'm hoping the camera caught that. I was just washing the trout off, and a trout, a decent trout too, probably about the same size, came up to me and then scared off. I am so confused. I wonder if we can catch him. He went up in this hole here. Hold up, I hope he's not too spooked. That was a good trout. That was a really nice trout. What was he doing in this little hole? I doubt he's gonna bite. We spooked him. He went swimming upstream really fast. What in the world just happened? Okay, something weird's happening here. So this really nice brook trout was sitting in a tiny hole just like this. I washed this trout up here in this little tiny hole. And another really big trout, not big, I mean, I post shorts all the time of my fishing content. And when I make shorts, people hear me say like, oh, that's a big trout. And they always say, oh, that's this little bait, that's a bait fish right there. When I say big for where I'm fishing. I mean, if I go to a lake and I catch like this size fish, I'm gonna say that's a small trout. But when you're fishing a small creek and you catch something like this, then it's a big fish. It's a big fish for a creek. Okay, hold up. Okay, I think we're gonna catch a nice trout here. I think we're gonna get another nice one. I wouldn't mind getting another trout this size. I just hope we don't spook them. All right, so right over here by this rock, it gets nice and deep. I bet you there's a fish sitting in there. I'm just doing my best not to spook any fish. Okay, I'm seeing some small ones. I'm just trying to keep my eye out for big ones because they're everywhere apparently. I think I might try to get on. I'm gonna leave our trout here real quick. I'm gonna make my way around this boulder without trying to spook a fish. Yeah, it's not as good a cast. We got to cast from this side, but that's okay. I might be able to just cast from right here. Nothing there. Okay, nothing. Let me try casting over on this side of the pool. Nothing there. We might just keep moving down. I think we're gonna have really good luck going all the way down in here like this. I'm so used to fishing the roadside holes that I never even bother trying all these small ones. Okay, I see some minnows over there. Since the water is so clear, I can pretty much see every fish. I see every minnow all through here. I'm just trying to scope out and see if there's any decent ones around. Okay, I see all the little ones. They didn't want it. Well, they wanted it, but it's obviously too big for them. Let's keep on moving. So like I said, I've never come this far down. We have another nice pool right here. So even when I see something like this, where I can see a rock hanging over and it gets a little deep, there could be a decent one sitting in there. But right over here is where I'm really interested. We're gonna cross. But I really am pumped that we got a nice brookie to cook. I've been having troubles all week fishing because of the water temperature. But this one really wanted it. But right here looks pretty good. Set the trout in the water real quick. All right, nothing there. We'll just keep moving. Oh, yeah, this looks good too. There's a lot of spots that look good down through here, which I'm really loving. Yeah, right here, right by this tree looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna go down below and I'm gonna go around the long way so I don't spook any trout, because I think there definitely is one in there. This down right here. I'm seeing a lot of nice deer track in here too. All right, so I'm willing to bet that there's maybe a brookie right under that tree. If I can get a little bit closer in there without snagging up. Oh, that's good. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, he munched it, but he left. Okay, I see him. He might have spooked. That was a good trout. What did I say? I watched him come out from under the tree trunk. I don't think he's gonna bite again. He followed it way too far in without biting, and I think he might have saw us. Yeah, no way he's biting again. I wish he would bite again though. That was another nice trout. Tricky part is trout love to live by all these little down branches and stuff. All places that are highly snaggable areas. All right, I'll give it one more cast right here before we keep moving down. I doubt he's gonna bite again. I just wish I could get it closer to the tree here. Let me see if I can get a little closer. Yeah, there's no way. He's not biting again. All right, let's grab our trout and let's keep moving down. So this is what I'm seeing a lot of in this brook. Just a lot of dead trees. And it makes it tricky because then I have to keep maneuvering around. So I have to come back up on the bank. Oh, this is just the easiest way to get around all these dead trees to get back to some fishable holes. Now we keep on moving down. I have to find somewhere where I can get down easily because down through here it looks pretty steep. This might work right here. Yeah, this will work. It's always fun too, trying to make my way back to the truck. After doing this, it can be pretty tricky. This hole looks like it could have been promising, but I kind of had to step through it to get down. This through here looks really good too. I'm not seeing any trout in there. I don't see anywhere where they could hide either. Luckily it's shallow through here, we can walk through. Looks like we might have a little bit of falls here. But the other problem is, where do we go? This looks like it could be tricky. I might make my way over here, and it looks like it'll be easier than walking over there. But what's crazy to think, All this rock and rubble washed in when it flooded last year. So this could have easily became the new creek. This could have completely rerouted, but it instead stayed that course over there. Luckily, this plan seems to be working out. It is a little bit easier to walk on this side. Well, these down trees are just a big problem. We might still be able to keep moving. I gotta fight through all this stuff though. One thing that stinks is I just keep having to move further down. I might actually go on this other side. It's tough traversing through all this. But right here, we might have to go to the other side. All through here looks too tricky to fish. I'm hoping that down here it opens up, hopefully. It looks like it might. I tell you what, if you ever wanted to get a bunch of exercise, do this. Traversing through the woods, finding brook trout, one of the best workouts you can ever do. All right, it does open up. We have a little creek that comes in here, but it's not a lot of water. I was hoping that it would be, so that it would raise the water level through here a little bit. We're gonna try this one little spot here. I didn't even see a little one come for it. That's weird. There's nothing through there. Let's keep on moving. I'm gonna give my trout a quick little dip here, let it get a little bit of that cool water on it. We're running into some more tree problems. We're gonna have to make our way up in the woods again. I'm gonna make it over here actually. I actually wish I would have brought the shorter rod with us. All right, we're coming back towards the brook again. I don't want to go too much further because I've already went really far, but I do see a nice hole actually, I think. Oh yeah, okay, this is better. Over here looks pretty decent, and down to our left looks pretty okay too. But I see one little hole right here. Gotta be super careful walking up. Another tip for you all too, if you all want to do this type of fishing, wear camo. But I like to make things trickier for myself, so I'm just wearing a semi-green shirt. This spot's pretty tricky to cast at. Yeah, we'll have to keep moving down. Once I'm done moving up, the next goal will be to find somewhere good to cook our fish. This looks nice and deep through here. This might be okay, but I don't see any trout, and it doesn't look like it has anything in it. Oh, whoa, I see him. I see him. He might bite again. He bit again, but we missed him. I don't know where he spooked off to. He didn't hook up. Where did that trout just go? I don't know where that trout just went. See, that's the thing. That's the thing that's really tricky with brook trout fishing is you can't see them. They blend in super well. Okay, I see him. Hold up. Is he not interested? Okay, he went up higher. I saw him do that. Okay, yeah, he went up higher. I don't think he's gonna bite. He already like semi-bit, and I think he might have caught a glimpse of the hook. There he goes. Yeah, he spooked up high. Dang it. That stinks. He was a good trout too. Pretty much anywhere that you can see like that is gonna have a trout in it. One thing we're running into here though is it looks like it might be a little too tricky to get up in there. I actually kind of want to go around. I can see where I can walk up close to the road there, and that might end up being better to get up and just walk the road back once we're done doing our cook. But another tricky thing is I'll have to go up through all this junk again. I like walking up the creeks and stuff, but I hate walking through the woods. I hate ticks, and the mosquitoes are always worse up in here. Oh, and I didn't mention I also hate spiders, so plenty of those up here too. All right, we made our way through, thankfully. Now it looks like we might be able to catch something here, but I don't want to go too much further. We'll give it one cast here though, and we might go down a little bit further, but the road's right there, so we'll definitely walk the road back because that'll be easier. It's a little too muddy there. So we just got to remember we got to go up right here. So I think right here is where we'll do the cook actually. So I don't want to go too much further, but I changed my mind because I looked down there and it looks good. So that's how quickly I can change my mind. But I do want to come back here and do the cook where we can walk up close to the road. And that breeze feels nice. Ooh, oh my goodness. Okay, I think there's gonna be a nice big trout. Hold up. Really? No big trout right there? Huh. I thought for sure there'd be something in that deep hole right there. The water kind of splits up here. Alrighty boys, we just had a scare. So last season I cracked the back screen of my GoPro. So it's not really waterproof anymore. But I'm gonna include that footage in the video of me slowly starting to lose control of my balance. And my GoPro just flew right off my hat. My hat clip, I need to replace it because all the grips that grip it onto my hat are pretty much gone. So the GoPro went in the water, and I hope I got it quick enough to where it doesn't start seeping into places it's not supposed to be. But it seems to be okay. Luckily, I didn't want to have to replace this GoPro because GoPros aren't cheap. But I think we're coming to a pretty good spot where I might be able to catch something. I'm only gonna move a little bit further down before we make our way back up again. So let's get to it. This is a pretty nice place to cook right here too. Look at these big trees down. I don't think we're gonna go any further than here. So we'll fish this last spot. I see it, oh my God. I see three nice brookies. 3 nice brookies. Oh my goodness. 2 of them went under this tree. Hold up. Look. Fish on, boys. Oh, nice brookie. Really nice brookie. Oh my goodness. Oh, nice. This is better than the first one. We're keeping him. He's already in the dirt anyways. Oh my God. There's like 3-4 more in there. Oh my goodness. We just found the gold mine. There we go, boys. They're almost about the same size. This other one's a little bigger, but there's more trout in there. I might try to get a 3rd one. I don't know if we're gonna keep any more, but there's some more nice trout in there. I saw them. I hope they didn't spook from me catching the other one. I know there's 2 that went under that tree, but there's another one up high. He might have spooked because that other fish, I got him out pretty quick. I think that other one might have spooked away. I'm gonna reposition myself. Just trying to be super careful. I kind of want to stand back on this side of the tree. I want to bring it right down towards them. I know that they're in that tree somewhere. Oh, that was a bad idea. Okay, I have an idea. There is this backside pool right here. If I can just make it over this branch somehow, some way, I want to be able to get to that other pool without having to struggle too much. Look at this little brook right here. I don't know why I didn't even notice it till now, but there's a cool little brook that runs through right here. I doubt there's any trout in it. This one's a very small brook. All right, I'm on the other side. I see the other pool. I left my trout up there where we're gonna cook, but we've already got 2 trout. That's plenty enough for us. So I don't want to do too much more fishing. We have a good amount of daylight left, but I want to make sure that we have plenty enough time to do a cook. Let's see if maybe those trout went over to this side. I think they did. I see a bunch of small ones. Nothing too crazy to hoot and holler about. And I don't think we're going to cross this. I mostly just want to take a look and see what we got down here. It actually looks like something might be around here. This looks super juicy. Right in through this tree looks crazy good. I'm just trying to peek in there and see if I see any big trout, which I don't. You know what, it actually won't be that bad if I get up on that bank and go around. But this is 100% the last tree we're going around. I mean, we just been around so much right now. I don't want to make it too hard to get back, even though we're going to take the road. But I'm looking here actually, and I don't know if I can get up anywhere easily. Nah, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to call it a day on the fishing, because I want to come back and I want to fish the rest of this brook down. Because now that I know that there's some big trout all throughout here, it makes me want to come back and we'll do another cook another time. But right now, I just want to get right into the cook and we'll wrap this video up. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to take a couple more casts right where those other big trout were, because there was at least 4 or 5 of that same size. I want to see if maybe they're not spooked anymore. I think they're all still under that tree, if I'm not mistaken. They just spooked under the tree again. I just saw them. Yeah, these trout are very cautious. Makes me wonder if other people have been down here fishing them. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get ready for this cook. I just remembered that I wanted to go back near the road to do this cook. That way when I'm done cooking, I can just pack up and we'll walk the road back to our truck. Bunch of minnows all through here. I do gotta say, this brook is really fun to fish. Very difficult as well, just because of all the trees, and it just makes it really hard to traverse. You know, if all these trees were cut and I could just walk right on down through here, I don't think you would ever get me to leave this place. I think I would just stay here for as long as I possibly could every day. But hey, we got a good haul here. We got 2 nice brookies. We could have had more, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. I'm happy with what we got. All right, right up there is where the road is. We have some nice real estate here we can do a cook at. Nice little creek spot. We have this rock here that we can use to fillet our fish and stuff. So let's get right into it. So one thing that I gotta do is I gotta find a nice flat surface to cook on. I think we can find a nice flat stone. We'll lay it out nice, make sure it's nice and level for our stove. We do have this big rock here. I might even try to prop this up, but it's gonna be heavy. So at first, we're just gonna look around for a nice big flat rock to cook on. Let's get to it. I'm gonna take my bag off too. This rock isn't too bad. One thing we will have to do is we're gonna prop it up. That way we can get a nice flat surface out of it. We'll use some other rocks to just kind of level it out. So let's get the leveling this out. I'd say that's pretty decent. Pretty nice and stable. So we are good. Let's get our cook stuff out. Let's get ready to do a nice cookout here. It's gonna be fun. We're using Danos today, boys. We're using Danos. I usually do the brown sugar, but we're switching up. We're going with the Danos. Had to check and make sure we still had some propane in there. That is really nice and flat. That's a positive, because we got our lovely cast iron pan. All right, let's go ahead and gut this fish out. I'm trying to decide if I want to just cook up one and take one home, or if I want to do both, but I am going to start by gutting up the bigger one of the two. So let's go ahead and get this going. Just doing a pretty standard gutting job here. I'm going to slice the lower jaw. We already cut all the way up, and we're just going to go in. We're going to grab all the gills, just like so. Got all that right on out. I'm not sure if there's any little crawdads in this creek or not, but regardless, something will get that and score the bloodline. So even though we gutted it like that, I'm just gonna take the head right off so it fits in our pan better. And there we go. We're all gutted. We got the head off. I am gonna put some scores in this, but I'm gonna do that over at our flatter rock. All right, so I'm gonna put a good amount of scores in the meat. Since this is a really fresh trout, I really do not want this to curl. Plus extra slits will just mean that we can get some seasoning up in those better. I think that should be pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and gut our other trout, but I don't think we're gonna cook him. We're just gonna take him home, but I wanna gut him here at the water just to get everything out of him. And there's all those. Get that out in the water too. There we go, we got that one all done too. And this is the one we're gonna take home with us. So let's set that over to the side. We're leaving the head on that one. Very nice. All right. Now we get to see how good of a leveling job we did, which I think we did pretty decent. That's actually pretty perfect. We got bugs trying to fly in my ear, which is not fun. But let's go ahead and season this up with some Danos Original. Now, I had this at home, and we haven't been using it much because I usually use like Montreal steak for my steaks. So we don't use much of this Danos. So I was like, well, it says it's good for fish, so let's test that out. I'm curious how this is gonna taste on a brook trout. I wanna get some down in them cracks and crevices. We'll get a little bit on the inside. I don't wanna overdo it too much, but most of that's already coming off, so we're pretty good there. Let's get this fired up. Nice. So before anything else, let me get a little bit of oil in this pan. The past couple cooks, I've been putting too much oil in the pan, so I wanted to be more careful this time. Make sure to do a nice good amount here. I just want to make sure I coat the pan. It's actually really nice and flat. I don't think I've ever had it that flat before. I use my tongs to spread this oil out. Look at how good that looks right there. We just got to wait for this oil to heat up, and then we'll toss that right in. I'm actually gonna make sure I turn this down a little bit. I don't want that to get too hot, and I don't want it to burn our trout. We should be pretty good here, I think. Oh yeah, I think we're doing just fine. Doing the extra couple slits actually helped it not curl as much, but it still wants to a little bit. Make sure to flip it early here. While we're sitting here cooking this, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to you all. The support I've had on my channel here so far this year has honestly blown my mind. I mean, we are already at 400 subs. Every video so far has been getting close to, if not having 1,000 views on it. The videos are doing crazy well. We're getting more likes, more of you are commenting, and I just want to say thank you so much. All that support is really helping this channel grow. Every like, every comment, every single one of you who subscribed is just helping me reach my dream of being able to fish full time. That would be an absolute crazy dream of mine, just to be able to come out, catch brook trout, rainbow trout, brown trout, and just be able to do this every single day would be phenomenal. So I just wanted to take that moment just to say thank you, because you know, this channel growth, it couldn't be possible without all of you dropping likes, comments, and subscribing. So just again, thank you all so much. Now let's continue on. Let's finish this cook and let's get eating this trout. It smells phenomenal. Look at that, boys. It is coming out so well. Look at the golden brown. Oh, this is looking so good. It should be done here pretty soon, and then we're gonna do what we normally do. We're gonna kick the stove off. We'll clean up our area a little bit, and we'll just get ready to eat, and then we'll start hiking our way out of here. Alrighty, I think we're just about ready to take this pan off. We got a beautiful golden brown crisp on there. Let's kick the pan off. I think what I'm gonna do too is I'm just gonna take this off the burner. That way it doesn't cook more than it has to. Perfect. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start cleaning up here. And it's just gonna be 2 seconds for you. It's gonna be a couple minutes for me, but it's gonna cut right to me eating this fish for all of you. I got all the stuff put away. I know I said it'd only be a second for you and we'd be eating, but I just wanted to take a moment again before we eat our trout. I just wanted to soak up some of this beautiful brook through here. We got the sun shining through the trees. The spot is very well shaded. It's beautiful through here, just secluded. We are out in the remote wilderness here. Well, not really remote because there's a road right there, but we're just completely surrounded by wildlife. This road up here, it's a really back road. As you can probably tell during this video, not a lot of people have driven by here, but just what a beautiful brook through here. This is an absolute gorgeous spot. I just love coming to spots like this. This is my favorite type of fishing. And just let me know down in the comments which kind of catch and cooks are your favorite. Like if you like me to go to the bigger rivers and do some catch and cooks there, or if you like it when I go to these remote areas to do catch and cook with brook trout. There's plenty of creeks and brooks through here in my state where I can just go out and I can get nice videos like this. So let me know down in the comments if you like the brook trout remote wilderness type of catch and cooks, or if you like the ones where I'm at the rivers or the ponds and the reservoirs. Just let me know which kind of ones you like down in the comments below. But I think our trout is finally cooled off. So let's go ahead and set the camera up and let's get eating. I don't have too good of a spot to sit here, so we might just send it. Not the most comfortable rocks to sit on, but there's not a whole lot of good places to sit down around here. Our pan is still super hot, so I don't really want to touch it much. But this trout is just coming right off the bones. It's perfect. Perfectly cooked. Look at that bite. Tell me that is not perfect. Oh my goodness. I can easily say this without a doubt. This is the best trout that I've cooked this year. I think I might have found my new favorite seasoning for brook trout. That Dano's is actually really good on this fish. It doesn't overtake the flavor of the brook trout. The brown sugar, I was noticing, you would get a little too much flavor. It would overpower the brook trout. But this Dano's, oh my God. That Dano's original on brook trout is just phenomenal. Oh, I dropped a piece. Oh, this is some really good trout meat. And they cooked it absolutely perfect too. The meat's just coming right off the spine. I might actually just go ahead and try to get the rest of the meat off of the bones here. Look at that. All the meat just came right off. Now we just have the complete boneless meat here. And we can throw this out for any other animals out in the wilderness. They can come eat that. It'll most likely be a fox or a raccoon or something. But look at that piece of meat. Man, that's good. You got the fin. I almost ate that. That's pretty bony. But the trout meat's literally almost gone already. I've been taking some pretty big bites. But that is so good. This is definitely the best catch and cook I've done this season so far. This is 100% the best. It was very difficult. Don't get me wrong. Going up and down this creek with all the trees in the way, very difficult. It was really hard traversing through here, but it was 100% worth it. The trout meat is so good. Brook trout is definitely the best. Like, if you all haven't had trout before ever, and you're just now looking to try some trout, I mean, I guess it all depends on what flavor you're looking for. In my personal opinion, brook trout is the best tasting. Like, if you were just gonna come out, catch a fish, and cook it, brook trout's the way to go. But if you are more into salmon, then I would say go with like a brown trout or a rainbow trout and get a bigger one and make sure to bleed it, and then you can get a really nice pink meat that's more like salmon. But brook trout is very different. It's very different from both rainbow and brown trout, and personally I like it more. But we just polished that whole trout off. So I think that's what we're gonna call this a video. I need to make my way back to my truck on the road. I have to walk the road to get back there. So if you all enjoyed, just please make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much if you stayed to the end of the video. I really enjoyed today's adventure with all of you, so thank you again for tagging along today. And we will catch you guys next week's video. All right, guys, see you later.